Hi, welcome to our league match. It's versus Athens Owls. They're the other admin user. It's Con. He was one of the teams challenging for the top 4 spots last season. So it's going to be a match that we could lose. So you need to keep that in mind. Our left back is suspended, and we don't really have. I mean, we have players who can technically play left back. I say players. Player. We have one, but he's a much better centre half. So we might play something asymmetrical. We're just thinking about it. We've got 55 seconds to think about it. I think we do this. We've got Lee on the wing, so we can basically adjust to bring Lee back and play Naka. So we could play 4 at the back, we could push Carter to left back if we need, we can bring McAllister up, we can shift a lot of stuff around if it's not working out. So I think we can start with this asymmetrical formation. We'll start with a slower tempo. I think we're okay with this. We're okay. So early yellow card. Not good. But a couple early shots, that's good. So we're gonna up that tempo straight away whilst we've got an advantage. Because especially with the yellow card, we can have a player sent off at any point now and obviously lose our advantageous position. So he's already realised he's losing. He's going to change something. I've got a feeling that we'll be using all of our pause time up in this match. And they probably will be too. He's burned a lot of it. Alright, so I was wondering why he's already 2% condition down, but I think this player must have started with a knock from the previous match or coming back from injury. So that'd be why. Ooh, we could have scored a goal here, to be honest. 4 shots all on target. Ooh. And he's not had a shot yet. Well, he's had a shot now. But I think... I have to open my beep mouth, basically. I don't know, I think overall, the last 10 minutes he's had a bit more, but I don't think it's panic time just yet. It might be slow down the tempo time. I think the overall game plan here is that we've got a bit of an upper hand now, I think. Well, we'll do now. And I think we'll have a bigger upper hand in the second half because he's got a player who started with a knock. I don't think it's going to be that big, to be honest, because he'll sub him off, make subs. We might have a slight advantage because he's pressing now and we're backing off. He's going to end up with a lot of condition down. I think we can take the aggressiveness down to hopefully not have a player sent off, because I think now he's pressing, he's gonna we're backing off and he's pressing and we're winning and got the upper hand. We are going to have an advantage in the second half because his players will be a lot more tired than ours, even though he's online and he'll make subs, which will mitigate it somewhat, but we're still going to have that advantage. We're 2 goals up and we're currently in control of the match. So the reason to tone down the aggressive tackling is because I honestly think at this point we're very much in control of this match, and the way that we don't win, the main way that we don't win at this point is by having a player sent off. So we're somewhat mitigating against that risk. And now he's sort of coming back into this match a bit. It feels a bit balanced, and I think I've seen enough. I've seen enough to realise that it's not going that swimmingly well. Let's bring Nakata back. Let's be less attacking, and let's use some energy up ourselves as well. We don't need this big advantage in the second half. What we need is to not concede a goal, basically. So we can just hang in there a bit. We can probably sub James off, and then we can go aggressive tackling again. You know what, to be honest, I think we can go. We set up really defensively here, so to be honest, I think it just makes sense to do this. Just be more aggressive. I mean, let's make no mistake about it, it's 13 shots to 10. We're fortunate to be winning 3-0. Not necessarily fortunate to be winning, but definitely fortunate to be winning 3-0 here. Just acknowledging that fact, and I don't think that he's doing enough really to score 3 goals here. And we're still generating chances. So I think there's every possibility we could score another goal. And he's definitely not doing enough to score 4 goals. So I think we can just ride this match out. And I think how we don't win basically is because we get a player sent off. So I think we don't need 2 strikers, and he's not that great in right wing. So I think the correct decision here is to actually sub him off for a defensive player, and then we can have a defensive winger. I think this is a correct decision here. And I think we slow the tempo down. I honestly think that we can ride these 3 goals out to victory, I believe, at this point. can just press him back now. We can just fight fire with fire to some degree here. Just close down his space. We can potentially go more defensive, but I don't know if that's necessary because he's already not creating enough to score 3 goals, I don't think. And we're still creating a bit ourselves. We're kind of creating enough that we might score another goal ourselves here. So I think it's just that right balance. Because if we do get another goal, it's just definitely over, and there's a chance that we will here. Pretty much repelling everything he can throw at us as well. So I'm not. We think we still need our best players out there for the time being. I think even with a 3-goal lead, it's going to be pretty late on where we will be resting players. Because we're very committed to an ultra defensive position, so if we start subbing players off just to rest them, even just one, if he does happen to sort of get control of the match and score a goal or two, it's going to be really hard for us to do anything about changing it. But I think here we can sub off Koku here. I think that's an okay change. And I think what we're doing is working. So it's just really whether, I think we can just bring the better player on here. I think it's a bit risky that we sort of change a formation that was working really well, but I just think it's game over. I think we can stop being aggressive now. We can go straight to cautious. 4 goals with 10 minutes plus injury time. He's not going to get the goals that he needs here. It's definitely not now. Right, now we can pause. It's game over no matter what now. So now we can look to just do whatever we want here with our last sub to get off whoever needs to be rested the most. Which I think is probably, I guess, the IH. So what am I doing? Going to this. So we'll just go attacking again now. I think it's obviously unlucky to concede the 3 goals in 3 minutes like that. I think that's a bit harsh. The scoreline's very harsh. I mean, we definitely had more to match. He couldn't really manage a shot on target, which obviously didn't help him at all. It's a very harsh scoreline. We definitely deserve to win, I think, but a very harsh scoreline. And yeah, when we were winning 2-0, and we were even saying we're fortunate to be winning 2-0 when we, but we did also say that we felt that we were going to have an advantage in the second half, which we did. So I think we got our ducks in a row this match. Basically, I think we made right decisions. We correctly predicted. I think it felt a little bit like when we were playing and it was 0-0 and stuff that we didn't. It felt a little bit like we didn't have a game plan, but we did really. I think we knew that we'd have the upper hand in the second half. And it's easy to forget, especially when they're online, that there's two people involved. There's two managers involved in this match, and you've also got to take into consideration that he's losing 3-0, like you're saying. He was losing the match, right? So he needed to do something to score 3 goals, and we knew that we pretty much had him locked out. So it's like he had to take big risks to try and pull 3 goals back, and obviously that's been a major factor as to why we've scored these 3 goals. So he's unlucky to lose 6-0, but ultimately it's just one of those things. In order to, when he's 3-0 down and we're in control of the match, so he's not in control of the match, and he's losing 3-0. He's got to take risks. He's got to take big risks to give himself any real possibility to get a result. And when you take those big risks, obviously, occasionally it can pay off, but more often than not, it's either gonna, or more often than it's gonna help you get the result, it's gonna blow up and it's gonna, you're gonna lose worse, or it might not do a lot or whatever. But can't forget that there's 2 people involved in the match, and that obviously I think these 3 goals have had probably more to do with him changing stuff than us. However, us changing stuff led to him changing that stuff, so it's a bit like cause and effect, obviously. I mean, it's very, I wouldn't say it's complicated, it's just difficult to, you can't, it's like the chicken or the egg scenario, really, in some way, some of this stuff. I mean, was it what he did that caused us to change something, or was it what we changed that caused him to change something, kind of thing, or was it the match and the events unfolding? So there's not even like chicken or the egg, it's like chicken or the egg or some third thing in the chicken or the egg mix. It's a little bit like there's a fair bit going on. It's very difficult to say exactly what leads to what. But the key point really is that we weren't just playing, there wasn't just us involved in this match, there was another person making decisions, and I think these 3 goals had more to do with the fact that they were taking the risks to try to get a result. I think it's the simplest way to say it. So, can't really say much. I mean, he's made 2, he's made that early sub, but he's 3-0 down, he's got to do something. He started to play with a knock. Was that intentional or was that accidental? I don't know. If it was accidental, then obviously that was a mistake, because one of our team's key strengths is the fact that they're so much fitter than every other team, and we do have that. We tend to have that advantage in the second half. It's just how big that advantage is. Is it a small advantage, or is it a massive advantage, or something in between? But we pretty much always have an advantage in the second half because our team is just so fit. And as a side note, that's one of the reasons why we just don't like starting Lee, because he's the least fit player, basically, and that we would normally look to sub him off. So that's why he struggles to nail down a starting spot for us. But we've always got that advantage, and that allows us to approach the first half in a very different manner. For us, if it goes in at half-time 0-0, that's kind of okay. It's always acceptable for us. And if we're winning at any point in the first half, we can be very conservative about the fact that we're winning and just say, well, that's fine. We're 2-0 up, so as long as we get into half-time 2-2, then that's okay. And for most people, if they're winning 2-0 in the first half, going in at half-time 2-2 would be a completely unacceptable outcome. But for us, it's largely acceptable in most matches. So it allows us to approach stuff completely differently. It's just try not to be losing at half-time, or if you are, not by more than 1 goal. Don't give yourself a mountain to climb, especially if they're online, because they can go defensive, and then potentially we could really struggle to score a goal. So, but all in all, he's changed stuff. I mean, he's unlucky to be losing, and then he's tried to make the changes that are required to get a result, from what I can gather, and it just didn't work out for him. From our perspective, we're fortunate to be winning 2-0, even more fortunate to be winning 3-0. But really, we very much identified that, yeah, we're lucky to be winning 3-0. However, he can't really come back from this. We can just lock him out of the match, and we did pretty comfortably. So I think all that's really left is, did we take unnecessary risks with injuries and things like that? Possibly, but I think there were necessary risks. By the time it got to the point where we felt like he probably couldn't score 3 goals, it was around the same time that we just scored these 3 goals and the match was over. So all in all, another win, another match, another win. And we won every match this season still, and let's hope we can keep it going for as long as possible, because at some point we're going to have a little bit of a bad patch of form, and if we can build a bit of a lead up now, that will obviously help. So cheers, thanks for watching, and catch you for the next match.